where a girl said she did whatever with him, and she did bust a nut at the end. Then she said it was no penetration, but she busted a nut. And I can't penetrate for 8 weeks, so how we busting this nut? Let's talk about it. I don't know. Like, let's figure this bust a nut part out.
Oh my God! That's crazy.
The wife who didn't know who she married.
Girl.
Hey, what's going on? It's Sir Marvelous here. Your favorite kinky coach and professional dominant. We just finished filming with Vibes podcast. We had an amazing time. Make sure you check it out. And don't forget to check out Barbies and Brushes April 22nd. My man's throwing his first event. You don't want to miss it.
Woo! All right, and we back. You ain't see the first time. We're going to do it a second. This your boy, Two Double King, your favorite Leo. And I'm here with the new name, King of Kinks. I'm going to let him talk about that in a little bit. I'm here with the movie star. You seen her in the comedy. No, it's not a comedy. It's a drama.
But it's funny. That's the crazy
You seen her in the drama. She got friends everywhere, shows everywhere. And we got the tall one herself, Tippi. But I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Kink.
Hey, what's going on? I am Sir Marvelous. Sir Marvelous, I am a professional dominant. I'm your favorite kinky coach and consultant.
Oh, goddamn.
So you're going to learn a lot today. So I'm hoping you stay tuned.
Go ahead.
All right. Oh, well. I am your girl, Woo the comedian, straight out of Baltimore. I'm your leading lady. My first leading role in a movie called The Wife Who Did Not Know Who She Married. Shout out to my boy Alvin Gray that put it together. And yeah, I'm on tour as well.
Always is.
Yes, with my brother Darren Fleet. So follow me and you will see where I'm going to be.
She trying to sell tickets.
Me live. You can see me online. You going to see
tickets.
me. I'm sorry. Hey, why wouldn't I?
Tippi.
I'm trying to sell me.
Well, look, I'm Tippi Tall Girl. I'm also known as Just Put the Tip In, the big one, not the small one.
Hey.
I also have a small local movie out on YouTube. Shout out to Smooth. Yes, it's called A Tubi Movie, but it's not a Tubi movie.
Y'all gonna respect Tubi like this.
Put some respect on it. Yes. I'm about to say I'm also a comedian, look, partially traveling, super local, and I'm also the reigning 2003 twerk champion from Chopper Style Daytona. So put some respect on my name.
Okay, I'm too young. All right.
Right. Oh yeah.
This is the type of show we're having. So, sir, let's get right into it.
Yes.
You are from New York City. What borough?
I'm from the Bronx.
You're from the Bronx.
Yeah.
So, what got you into this? Because you only wear a suit now. That's how I know you're making money. So, what got you into this?
So long story short, I've always had an interest in sex toys since I was young. And I started dabbling into the the swing community, actually. And I went to a couple of swing parties to kind of find the parties that would work best for me. And I was blessed to stumble across a party that actually had a kink component to it. So it was a hotel takeover. Shout out to Missy King Travels. She's one of the hosts of many different swing parties and things like that. And she actually had a professional dominant there. He goes by Sir Daniel, who's actually based out of Baltimore.
I know exactly who he is.
I know who that is too.
I was getting ready to say.
Y'all so
Me and her
friends.
performed that
we'll
one.
tell you,
Keep
I
going.
did comedy for a swinger show.
We did it
Okay,
together.
nice.
And so when I first
Y'all
met
do
them,
together.
not did it together. No homo.
Right.
It's like no. But no, so we did it in Jersey once. I came to Jersey, did the comedy show, met him, actually let him,
Do a demonstration.
tie me up. Pop,
Yes.
pop. Yeah, we did a little, a little pop, pop. We did that. And then they did one in Baltimore, and she came in, and we did it. We did a comedy show for
And
them,
I spent the night, but respectfully.
I did not. I left.
You spent the night.
I did.
So that was actually my first time.
We just gonna
I'm trying to bail her out. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I did.
I'm just playing up. But I was my first time seeing a professional dominant do kink in that particular way. And a lot of what he was using that day, I was like, man, I actually have a lot of that stuff at home. I never really thought to bring my gear to a swing party or whatnot.
My gear.
And of course, he had some things that were specifically like kink related that I wasn't familiar with at that moment. At the moment, I would probably define myself more of a freak or just open-minded. I look at people, the difference between, just a regular freaky person and a kink, as the freak is just open or down to do things. Kinks wants to understand it. Like kinksters, we want to understand it. We want to learn. We take a nerdy approach to things, and
you put this twist on this. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not much of a difference. You'll be surprised. I always try to show people the correlation between what they already do and some of the kink terminology that goes along with it. So, once you understand that, it kind of opens up Pandora's box and you realize that the bridge from where you are to where you could be is not that far,
Tell people that all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Yep. I tell people I don't yuck anybody's yum.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Whatever it takes to get the man I'm dating to where he needs to go, I'm open-minded.
Yeah.
That's why you spent the night.
Let me tell you something. The way that I kind of got into it was a little different. Like I braided hair since I was 12. So like I used to sit there, braid people's hair and listen to them. They would tell me, you build like a bond.
Right.
They tell you all the things that they like, the stuff they've been through, how many men and have had situations and now they like certain things. And be honest with you, by the time I got to college, I kind of just looked at it like it's a spectrum all the way around.
Yes.
When I tell you, I have seen it all and I've never used a toy in my entire life.
Right.
So I feel like I get that my orgasms are a little different. Like, you know what I mean? I have all natural orgasms. I've never touched anything other than
Right.
Oh, well, that's different.
Man, so
Okay,
that is beautiful. And is that because you're not open to it? Or you just go where you are?
I feel like they're so intense. What is the purpose of? I don't want to, desensitize what I get. You know what I mean? It's like a pure situation.
So you feel like you don't need it.
I've never pushed
It's
a child
not
out.
necessary.
You know what I mean? I have kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like we were just talking about hysterectomies.
Oh, wow.
Look,
I've
I
never
remember
had
I'm about to
kids.
say it.
Oh, wow.
Me and she talked about that. Having a childish vagina. They took, they cut it down a little bit. Now I'm like, I'm not messing that up. You know what I mean?
So
Like
you freehand.
I'm glad that you actually did say something about desensitizing, because that is something that a lot of people think can happen. But the reality is that it's a myth.
Let me know. I'm here to learn.
It
I
is a
want to
myth.
know about like you said, it's a knowledgeable part. Like, so what is like the kink thing? Like, so do you know, like, do you automatically know, or a way to figure out what is the thing that turns a woman on, or what is the thing that makes them?
I think I understand what you're trying to ask.
Yeah.
So one thing that I do when I'm working with someone for the very first time is I give them something that's called a kink quiz or a kink questionnaire.
Oh, okay.
And
King of kink.
Okay, doing homework.
It asks them a bunch of different questions, and at the end of that quiz, we go over those answers together, and then I help point them to the umbrella term that may fall, like whatever they're interested may fall under. So, for example, something I speak a lot about is like if you're a woman that likes to be choked in the bedroom, you might be into asphyxiation play. If you're a woman that likes to close her eyes while making love, you might be open to sensory deprivation, things of that
I did
nature,
that once.
So there's so many different examples of things that we do in our day-to-day experience, not day-to-day, but our intimate experiences that actually fall under a bigger umbrella. So if
and
you
it's more things that you can try.
Absolutely.
That can bow. Okay.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Mine is doing
So
a
you
lot.
have something on your page.
too.
People can subscribe to you. What is the subscription that you have?
So I have a loyal fans, and on my loyal fans, I give some examples of some of the more explicit things that I do, because I can use all the fancy words in the world, but until you see what it is that I do in action, it's hard to believe it. And even when you see it, a lot of people be like, well, I probably couldn't feel that way, or I probably couldn't do that. But then when you feel it, it's a whole nother thing. So it's layers to the experience of getting to know Sir Marvelous. And
Don't knock it till you try. That's
hear
what
that.
So since we are already here, I guess I should ask, what was, when you said you went to this swingers party and you clearly determined there's a difference between freaks and kinks.
Yes.
What is your kink?
So that's a good one. I like being underestimated. It's I think that's the biggest thing. Even
I'm
prior
stealing
to
that.
being prior to being a professional dominant, I think that I like many of us, I struggle with confidence in different ways, and I felt like I was trying to overcompensate in different ways. And I would go after women that for some reason, I don't believe anybody's out of anyone's league now that I know what I know now. But I would aim for the women that I assumed were out of my league, and the whole idea was I wanted to surprise them with what I knew in the bedroom. So
Make them stay with the dick.
yeah, so that actually evolved into a bigger kink. So now most people have an expectation or understanding that I know what it is that I know, but it's still a surprising factor because they're like, damn, I didn't know it would be like this. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that my biggest kink now is not only the idea of surprising somebody with giving them a safe and, you know, consensual experience, but also just a safe place to exist. You know, so many people have thoughts and desires and ideas and questions that they want to speak about, and they just don't have anyone to bring it to.
Right.
You know, so the idea that I can help, you know, bridge that gap between what you want to know and where you are now is like, that's it for me.
That's
I'm sorry.
You raised your hand like we in school.
Yeah, I know, because I don't want to cut nobody off,
No,
but
I'm
I
listening.
love that you said that because that's a major thing, especially with women, safety. Feeling safe, or feeling secure,
Right.
really, is what it is. Like, for me, my greatest sexual experience has been with men who I feel secure around. I feel like he like all of these roles.
And I
He's
love
with
it.
this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's something about that and just feeling totally secure where you can let loose and let it go, you know,
And I like
and be down with whatever. So like I think that's a very important factor, the safety and the security.
And I like how what you mentioned went beyond just the physical safety part. Like that's probably the easiest part to understand on the other side looking in. But the harder part of understanding safety is, like you mentioned, providing security on a non-tangible level, letting a person know that, like, if you share something with me, I'm not going to judge you.
Right.
I'm not going to make you feel crazy. If something were to occur while we're engaging, I'm not going to make you feel embarrassed or anything. Like you said, I'm not going to yuck your yum.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize how much further they can get as far as connecting with one another if they just started to have open conversations. So I had a client the other day that was like, you know, man, I just wish that, you know, her partner would be more open to that. And she was like, oh, I'm dating a Jamaican man. He's real close.
Oh, that's not happening.
You see, but the reality is that, like, just because we have these traditions or ways of thinking that has been in place for so long, don't mean that they're correct. And it doesn't mean that kink has to be for everyone, but the idea of creating a safe space for your partner to speak should be for everyone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So that's why I brought up the whole fact that both my parents in the military. So my mom is very submissive, even though she's an alpha female. So watching them, like, and knowing that they have sex every day, they don't watch me anyway. But be honest with you, when I got married, I was married 18 years. I thought that sex was what you were supposed to do every day. And then when I told my homegirls that I had sex every day, they were like, why would you do that? That's like
Every
a
day
job.
is crazy.
No matter what
Every
we did.
day?
Look, we ain't wait after kids, we ain't wait after nothing. And be honest with you, I feel like that's it was like one of those things that
Kept y'all
prolonged our
together.
situation. So now that I'm out of that situation, I met somebody that was very, like I say, he was dominant.
He was open to other things.
Right. My thing is, it's like if you become a safe space for a man, it's like, for me, I've allowed men to do probably almost anything to me. Like one of our friends, she would be like, oh, so like one guy, he wanted me just to sit in the corner
Share your
till he got
experience.
there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about in the dark, just sit in the corner till he got there.
Like a shadow.
However long it took. Right. So she like, oh, so you just crawl around the house like the Ring and stuff. Right.
Right.
But that's what turns him on. Leave the door open, whatever, whenever he got there.
Yeah.
That's what, hey.
You
know what I mean?
had said something, and both of you have said something before the show started. You're a dom, and you said you are a sub. I think a lot of people don't understand really what that dynamic is. So y'all two actually explain what that is.
Because I don't know what the hell I am.
I mean, he's a
So-
professional. He can start.
So my definition
finished.
tends to be a little bit different than what people may read online, but it also can relate to a lot more people when they understand it, right? I believe that that having a dominant trait or having a dominant personality is more about having or being willing to take that leadership role as it relates to taking the initiative in the bedroom. So there are many different ways that you can be dominant, right? It could be, you know, all throughout your relationship, whether it be in the bedroom or outside of the bedroom, or it could just be specifically for those times that are in the bedroom. The majority of us don't want to be dominated our entire lives. You know what I'm saying? You want to still be able to be the boss ass bitch that you are when you go out there and you kill it out on the screen and on the stage and all of that. But when you get home, you want to know that you're with somebody that makes you feel safe, that you could take that hat off and you could say, babe, what do you need me to do? Because they're also going to give you what you need in the process of you serving them. So, and one of the biggest things is women, a lot of women, not all women, a lot of women don't want to have to take control in the bedroom. They just kind of want a man that's going to be inquisitive enough to find out what it is that they love and what they enjoy and be able to incorporate those things.
You making me feel bad about myself. Damn.
Yes, because we don't. We want the man, and even with let me tell y'all.
Tell them.
Because if a woman allow you to be in an intimate space with her, come over, whatever, she DTF. Okay? She down for it. She wants to go.
Let's be real, right?
She wants to go, but she does not want to be the person to initiate it. I know that's how I am. I'm going to say that. I might, because I just want to hide my hoe. I want to be a whore.
You want to feel pursued. You want to feel seduced a little bit.
I want to feel just outside. I want to hide my whore. I like to hide my whore a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll say hey, come over. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put on my little toot. I'm gonna look cute for you. But I want you to pursue the coochie. Pursue the coochie. That's
a lot of men don't know if you're trying to throw the coochie, so they're a little shy sometimes.
If you guaranteed, if you come over that girl house of residence, okay, your place of residence. If you come over my place of residence, more than I'm gonna you. I trust you to come to my house. I trust you to have a piece of coochie. Trust and believe.
You're speaking from a respectful side of it because it's Baltimore. Come on now.
Some
people just
some people are.
Well, I was going to say that it is.
Somebody come over, you down.
Let me say, I feel like I'm a little different. I feel like I meet you where you are. So I feel like I guess being a sub is like this. For me, I release my power. You know what I mean?
Once you trust them.
It's a certain level of trust. My heart is not in my vagina. I feel like a lot of women, they want to have some type of connection.
They want to have them both. Yeah.
The way I feel about sex. Yes,
I love that you say that. I wish you could put that on a T-shirt or something.
No, and I will. I'm going to say before he does it, I will.
My heart is not my vagina.
My heart is not in my vagina.
That's real life.
And people make it seem as though women have to be emotionally connected to sex, and I'm not.
We don't.
Again, the way
y'all
that
breaking that stigma because as a man. Not the professional. He's a professional.
Yeah.
So just as a regular man, we do think that.
But remember what I said when that last podcast, when everybody was fawning over Miss Bubbles, who was beautiful. Shout out to Bubbles.
Don't you do it.
I mean, no, but you know what I said? I said that she is the type of woman that men want to take pictures with, but I'm the one they want to fuck because at the end of the day, my sexuality is a lot different.
You gonna be down for?
I mean, it's not that I'm down for whatever, but if you are the one that I connect with, it's whatever. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
If you are the one that I connect with, but again, it is power in releasing your power. I feel like that. I mean, of course, people have safe words, things of that sort.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've ever used one before. I mean, I guess if I stop breathing, stop, nigga.
Damn. Is off the chain.
But it's not really like that. I feel like, people, like I said, being married, why am I telling my husband no? For what? I feel like everybody tells him no. And that's why I respect black men so much. I think they have such a hard time outside the house. I should never be a hard time for him.
And
you know what I mean? I 100%
actually
agree with that.
I really love what you just said there because I made a post not too long ago asking the audience basically is it your partner's job to speak life into you, right? Because I was watching an interview with Nick Cannon and I forget what the therapist's name was. She's very famous. Forget what her name is, but the point is that she was describing how much black men or just people in life just have to deal with in their day to day. And the idea is in that particular topic, it was more centered towards black men and understanding that there were a lot of doors that was closing our face and a lot of, things that we have to fight against. And then the idea of getting home it's like you don't want to have to
fight
deal
at
with
the
a lot
house,
of
too.
you don't want
Right.
to
So
fight
I
over
used to
that.
tell my
I'm a
ex,
firm
I would
believer in
rather
that
give
as well.
head than headaches. You know what I mean? And it's the truth. Like I felt like
too.
I used to see all my homegirls, and it was always like stipulations. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're supposed to love this man unconditionally, but everything you do is conditional. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. Maybe,
But you got to be careful.
Like
I do got to say, like, just to be kind of devil's advocate, it has to be reciprocal in a way, right? It has to be with somebody that deserves it. Just because you're married to a person doesn't mean they can get whatever they want whenever they want.
that is what I'm trying to
So,
explain. Like
yeah.
I was saying, you had, you know what I mean? It's almost like Jill Scott says, you have to be able to tell me if you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do.
And that's how I
It's
feel.
not for everybody.
I'm very much so that way.
Right.
And I'm also, like I said, I'm willing to let a man be a man, but women, we are very mental. We're
Yes.
very mental.
Yes.
So if we in situations, I can be in a situation where I love you, but I don't like your ass. And I don't like what you're doing around these parts, you know?
Right.
Still
So
wants me.
if I'm in that space where I don't like you, I will still have sex.
Period.
I will still have sex, but it's not going to be as pleasurable for me.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I'm still okay. So I can't block the two. And a lot of women are like that or whatever. And that it's
understand,
great
like,
that you're
can't
not like
separate
that. But I'm the type of woman that I can't block the two. Like I can't say, oh, I told this nigga takes the trash out 12 times and he didn't. And still be wide open when it's time to have sex or whatever. But I will have sex with you because I feel like this my man. If I don't do it, someone else will.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do it. But is it gonna be really pleasurable for me?
But that
no,
sounds like obligation.
because I'm gonna be in my head.
That's why I feel bad about stuff like that, because my thing is, if that's your partner, like that man, I'm sexually attracted to him, he satisfies me. So you know what I mean? I don't
They
care
don't
if somebody else
always
going to. And be honest
satisfy,
with you,
know.
like I don't throw the baby away with the bathwater. So my thing is like, if you so, I'm never going to be
Yeah.
thinking about is he going out to have sex? Because if you cheating, we cheating. That, you understand what I mean?
Right.
I don't like open relationships, but I'm saying like,
Well, I'm glad you spoke on that. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay.
And you said something earlier, right?
What's
Everybody done seen 50 Shades of Grey. I'm pretty sure you have.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody thinks when you get into, because I'm in the community, because me and you both know the same side. So people think when you get into this community that something happened to you, had this tragic experience, and you said that you got into sex toys and everything young.
Yeah.
How did you get there, though?
So, funny story. So I was actually with a partner, with my ex-girlfriend at the time.
Right.
And I kept coming fast whenever we would have sex.
It happened to me too.
And
I get it.
yeah, and I was looking for a way to last longer in bed, and I went on Google and I started going down, the rabbit holes of all the
Fuck
different
around with
things.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly. And I came across all of these different stories about women and complaining about their experience sexually with men. And some of them were even married, for multiple years at a time. And they would complain like the only time I would experience an orgasm is when I would use my vibrator. I couldn't, I would wait till my husband go to sleep. I would go in the bathroom and get my thing off. You know what I'm saying? And it still happens to this day, right? And I kept reading that over, and I kept reading vibrator. So I went down to the village, and mind you, I was too young to even go inside the store. So I had to actually, I was about 16, 17 years old.
Wow.
And
Not 16, 17, trying to like make
and
it girl bust
I actually
it.
had to give somebody the money to go inside the store and get
Right.
me. So it was so weird. I'm like, can you buy me a vibrator?
Real random to ask somebody this.
Real random. And he actually came out and I don't even know what it was that he had given me at the time. It was just a random vibrator or whatever. So I went home. And the next time that I went over to her house, I used it while I was penetrating her, and It hit different. Her experience was so much better, and she started orgasming, and I was just so entertained by her experience that the last thing on my mind was actually coming.
Oh shit!
Like, but immediately it was like, especially as a young boy, I'm like, yo. If one toy could do this, I need to know what all the others.
He was catching Infinity Stones and stuff like he was Thor. Come on, toys.
So it definitely opened up Pandora's box as it relates to like just my perspective changing, and then I just started to kind of like collect them over time. It took me a while before I ended up buying my next one, but I knew in my heart of hearts, like, yo, when I can, I will buy another
So
one.
you are a proud component. You will say right now that men and Jamaicans, y'all too,
especially
Jamaicans.
should use and buy sex toys.
Absolutely. Well, and I love this. I love that you said that because I want to clarify, especially to men. Listen to me. Sex toys does not mean dildos. That doesn't mean only dildos. The only sex toys that exist are not just dildos, all right? You can get vibrators. You can get things that don't look like a pussy or a dick. You can get something that just stimulates your woman while you're also stimulating her. If you already make your woman come with just your dick, imagine having something on her clit at the same time.
I got a cock ring. Listen. I went and I got one. I ain't know what it did, y'all.
And it vibrates.
Yeah. I was like, let me see what this about.
Why you leaning cock ring like that? So heavy.
No.
I liked it. For the first time, it was a little different, but I seen how you were saying with the vibrator, like, wait, I don't have
He's that guy.
to keep going.
Sometimes you can just go deep and just hold it. Yeah, just hold it.
See, you be knowing.
You just hold it. And then you get to catch your breath. You get to, reset your refract time. All types of different things that you can do while you're
You just said a word and now you lost it. What's a refract?
So, well, the refract time usually refers to the time it takes for you to get it back up. But I actually meant, if you feel like you're about to come, if you got the vibrator on the cock ring, you could just leave it in, catch your breath, let that stimulation kind of go down, so you can start going at it again without having worrying about coming down.
But see, I'm a suck it back hard type person. So I feel like every toy that you have, I feel like I have something that I do to counteract
I don't doubt it.
And I don't I don't yuck anybody's jump. So if that's your thing, that's cool. But I don't know. I guess for me, it doesn't bother me to not have it. You know what I mean? And like he was talking about how he got into sex. Some people get into sex in the molestation, area. So like my first time was with my cousin and her homegirl. So it was like once I had an orgasm, I was like, oh, what's this? Now, I wasn't out there chasing, looking. I actually don't physically like females, but then I talk about people with like their porn searches. Like, I feel like your porn search is always based off of the first time you had sex, in my mind. And then as you get older, you kind of
tweak it.
You know what I mean? So I can watch women on women porn, but I don't necessarily. And I love strippers. Woo can tell you that. I love me a female stripper.
That's our thing.
Jesus Christ! But
this lady makes me feel like a prude. Y'all make me feel like a prude.
But I don't want them to touch me.
swear.
That's the only thing. I want to watch them do this, that, and I just don't want them to touch me.
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with how I started. I also think it has a lot to do with the fact that I am a submissive. So I just feel like however you get to it.
You just about to say.
I was going to say, I hear it often. So many people watch porn that doesn't necessarily relate to the sex that they want to have. That's another big misconception. There is some porn that we do consume that we're like, yo, in a perfect world, in a safe world where I could, do that, I would do that. But a lot of other porn doesn't necessarily relate to the type of sex they want to have. Some of the popular searches I hear women look up is like gay porn,
tranny porn, I love
porn,
it.
all types of different porn, But again, it doesn't
let that go.
I didn't mean to say tranny, but I would have sex with a transgender because my thing is I love penis, but I love titties. So my thing is like I can get everything.
Both.
You what? The best of both worlds.
But women,
come on, call me like Callie. I mean,
like gay men.
You know what I mean?
I know a lot of women that like gay porn.
Yeah, and they say it's because of the moaning. They say it's because of like they feel like it's real sex and it's not like made up or not made up, but like acting. Because a lot of times when it's like female male, it's just for the scene, so to speak.
Aggressive.
But the men, apparently they be in it.
You said, I don't know. I'm gonna ask these ladies too. 'Cause I don't know, but you said you went and found. You started going to sex parties. Once you got that first vibrator, it was over. So you started going to sex parties. Did you find it on your own or somebody told you?
I actually was dragged to a party by a good friend of mine. He was just like, yo, come with me one day. And I ended up being a swingers party, but the people were so much older.
Yeah.
And,
you were like,
I was already an adult by then. I was in like 24, 25 years old or something like that. I don't even know. I'm probably quoting that wrong. But I went there and it was an amazing time. Like, it was a vibe. Like, they were in there. They had food. They had all types of stuff. But I just wasn't.
I had a
like a family reunion.
Yeah. So everybody here been to?
We performed
that one together, and then I did one by myself. I did. So the first one that I went to, this is the funniest part of it all. I did not all the way know it was a swingers event.
Surprise.
So it was like close to Philly. And so I invited like my mom to come to the show. So my mother came. She brought, I swear to God, my mother came. She brought my aunt and her two friends. They got a room in the hotel. They had the whole hotel booked out for the swingers event.
So people walk around naked.
I know what you're talking about.
So you know how they got the table,
hotel takeover.
They got the tables with the beads, and the beads will say what you're allowed them to do, and you had to sign it.
It's like a consent
My
level.
mother and them got there before me, so I brought sand to the beach. I brought a guy with me. When we got there, we signed in. We went to the table. They was like, "Y'all want the beads?" We was like, "No, we good. We don't want the beads, right?"
Y'all want everything. Y'all about to get everything.
No, we didn't even get the beads. We was like, "No, we don't want the beads, right?" So we go to the room. We go to my mother and them room. These hoes got on all of the beads. I said, ho, do y'all don't even know what the beads mean? They ain't have a clue. I'm like, do y'all know what the beads mean? Somebody is going to kiss you. Somebody's going to fondle you with the purple bead. Like, do you know what's going to... They ain't have a clue, but my mother is such a good time. Like, she with everything. She don't care. But we had such a great time. Like, so they went to the comedy show and stuff. And my mother was like, shoot. I went and walked around because it was one. I swear, because it was one floor that was like the floor that had all of the rooms where you can go in where you
could just watch and stuff.
Yeah, you could watch and stuff. I was like, I walked around. I went and looked. I was like, big girl, mom, please. But like me and my friend, like we did too. We walked around. Like I said, I went to the guy. What's his name?
Sir Daniel.
Sir Daniel. I went to his room and he was doing a demonstration with the candles on a girl. And then he was like, "You want to do it?" I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." They put me up there and pop at me a little bit. It was fun. That was a little thing. Right. Like my arms was up like this and my legs was up. It was fun.
I'm here for all of that.
Yes.
I'm about to say I just was dating,
and I am not like that. I know
she's such a lady. She likes to hide her whore.
Yeah, I think it was meant for me because now that I really, really think about it, the first two parties I've ever been to in my entire life, somebody kind of, I won't say tricked me, but they didn't give me the full context of what was happening. Yeah. It was like, and you would think that it would be me dragging people to parties and stuff like that, but it was me that was like, yo, I was down with it. I was okay with it, but I had no idea what it was. I remember my first time going with a female friend of mine. She was like, "Oh, come on, I think you'll like this party."
People just knew you was nasty.
They just knew I was open-minded.
They knew.
They knew.
Smell it.
So I get there, we get to the door, and the lady's like $100. Like $100, right? I'm like $100 for what? You know, I was taken by surprise. You know, and that's when I realized what kind of party it was. Yeah. And just to be clear, the payment is not meaning that you're paying for pussy or you're paying to play.
It's an entrance.
Just the entrance fee
and experience.
And then the experience as well. But that was the first time. The second time I went to a party, and it was an actual club. It was dope.
So what did you do at the first party? I want to know what you did.
At the first party,
or you just observed?
I just ate food, ate a whole bunch of macaroni and cheese, chicken.
The food be lit. I don't know if you know.
What? Yo, that food at the 1 week,
girl. I'm like friends with literally most of the people from there. They still hit me in my DMs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
that's because she stayed.
I did stay. Yeah. Look.
You paid $100 to eat chicken tenders?
No. The first party I didn't have to pay to get into.
Right.
But and like I told you, the people there were just way older. I'm talking about like they were pushing 60 and above. And
no, I've never had that.
My friend at the time,
they
he was
were
about
older
they
men.
Wasn't that bad at that one we went to.
The initial one I went to, I knew I was going because the person I was with, I was dating a married man at the time. And
this plot thickens, don't it?
Well, you know that about me. Look. I was married before, and then I dated a married man afterwards. She know who he is. Don't do that. So, and we went, and be honest with you, he had to pay more for me because again, I'm in a voyeurism, so I was watching. So I think he might have paid 50. I paid, and he paid 75 for me. But I don't know. It's just different because he wasn't my man. It was okay for me to watch him. You know, things with other women.
So you watch him do stuff with other women.
Yeah,
I like to watch. I'm gonna tell you,
I love watching.
Okay. Right? So for me, this happened as I got older because I used to be a dom when I was younger. Then I got older and I was like, you know what? I'm more your role.
You think it's
yeah. And then I was like, well, shit. Now I like to watch.
He like, damn,
when I used to have, I hosted parties, been to parties or whatever. So once I started getting into it. I ended up doing it with a longtime girlfriend. Okay. Introduced her to it. I was like, listen, I don't know if it's going to work. I like a little different. I like a little different. Yeah. So she was like, no, show me. I was like, show you? She was like, yeah. Took her to a party, right? Cool. Then I thought it would have freaked me out to have watched my person be with somebody else. I was like, oh, this shit kind of sexy.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I'm into this.
It activates that primal side.
Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, we can go a little deeper. I started looking at relationships different because I was like, all right, everybody pretty much leave because of sex.
Yes.
So I'm like, wait a minute. We're taking cheating off the table now.
Right.
Because you can fuck who you want.
Yeah.
Let them come. I'm going to watch.
Right.
Do you. Now we get into all you got to do is just be honest.
It's like that's your best friend. You understand what I mean? Like, I can't be mad at somebody who he ain't hiding nothing from me. Like, even he used to show me videos of him and his wife. And I don't know what it is. It's just...
What the hell?
No,
we're not just gonna act like this is normal.
No, I'm not saying. Well, whatever. That's the whole point. People don't feel like it's normal, but that's my normal.
Yeah,
you understand what I mean? In that relationship. Now, would I do that with somebody else? I don't know. It depends on where we.
So
fit
what
at.
about the people like me that is like, I am. No, don't do it to my man. Get off him.
That's okay. But that's what I'm trying to say.
Then there's somebody perfect for you that would be okay with just that.
I would never want.
Now we can do whatever together, and I'll pretend to be another hoe. But
if I ever got back with my, like I said, my husband or my ex-husband, whatever, I would never want that with him because of our interaction with each other. Like us being apart, he's had threesomes, and he'd be like, "I won't come. I want this. I want that." So I know it's just, you know what I mean.
You want the person that you connected with.
Right. He needs more of a connection, and I like that for him. But the other guy, that's not where we were. And to be honest with you, I was satisfied in both relationships. So
I bet. But y'all just talked about a best friendship, and there's a woman here. Your leading lady, your business partner, your apple scrapper. How did this happen?
So her and I, we actually met at a swingers party quite a few years ago.
That's dope.
And I was actually there to perform. And normally normally when I'm at parties, I give out brief demonstrations of what it's like to have a private session with me.
Yeah, you look business, man.
Yeah, gotta give the samples out. Gotta give the samples out. And she actually signed up or basically volunteered to do a demonstration. And she enjoyed her demonstration. And then she later on booked a session. And before her session,
she said, "Sure the fuck did."
Okay.
Before her session, we were doing a lot of talking, and even during our session, believe it or not. And at the end of her session, I was like, "Hey, I'm actually heading out to another party. If you want to come." And she ended up coming, and I offered her. I remember this is a joke nobody really heard before. I actually offered her a collar for that night on some just playfulness. Right? I'm like, "Hey, you want to wear this collar?" She's like, "I ain't wearing no collar." You crazy, you know what I'm saying? I'll go to the party though, but I ain't wearing no collar. It was cool. So we get to the party and we walk in, and everybody's kind of like looking at us, but looking at her like she whips her marvelous. She whips her marvelous. Or whatever. So we setting up and stuff, and she's walking around, and people started asking her, "You with Sir Marvelous? You with Sir Marvelous?" And then she came back. She was like, "I want to wear that collar."
I know that's wrong.
Yeah.
If you like it, then you should have put a collar on it. Hey.
She was like, "My man."
It was a lot deeper as far as our relationship evolving beyond that. Like just putting a collar on somebody doesn't quote unquote make
Tell people what a collar means.
I don't want to make it seem like you could just put a collar on somebody and they automatically become yours.
I know what it is.
So
let's talk about the collar.
A collar could be like a term of similar to how people wear rings or engagement rings. It could be for different things. You can have play collars where you wear that collar just to signify that you are in a play space with you and your partner. You can have daytime collars, like she's wearing a daytime collar. Show them your collar, babe. So
okay.
I love it here.
you can have daytime collars, and it depends on the type of relationship you have. So everybody thinks that there's only one type of DS, right? Meaning a dominant submissive relationship. Again, she's a very powerful woman. She does a lot in her outside life, outside of what we do with Marvelous Things. So the idea that I'm going to run her life or dominate her and her data, that ain't going to happen. Trust me. It ain't going to happen. I'm lucky enough to be able to say that I can take control at the times that I do.
Right.
And she really appreciates that because in all other aspects of her life, she's the boss. She tells everybody, she helps everybody. Everybody depends on her and things of that nature. And that's why the majority of the time when I describe the type of clients that I have, they're not necessarily submissive women. I kind of wish people would get rid of that term to some degree. I understand the pride in it, but it also leads to a misconception that I have to be this person that submits to everyone. No, it's usually the person that is so sick and tired of taking care of everyone else that when they get home, they just want somebody to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, have a plan. Like, I want to know what it feels like to go somewhere and I don't have to think about nothing.
Yes. It's taken care of.
And that's what I'm trying. I don't have that experience, but most of my homegirls feel that way. They really just want, and sometimes it's just like a Oedipus complex, like a daddy type thing. Yeah. Someone don't have a present father in their life.
Damn dad. I don't like that daddy stuff.
But see, I had a really good father in my life. But for me again, just that disconnect when it comes to the emotional side of it, like
we tend to want what we don't have. I get what you mean to that degree. I don't want to connect to say that everybody that has daddy issues and all that. But I understand what you mean. We want what we don't have. So like again, if you are somebody that runs every other aspect of your life, you don't want to go home and still have to be the same person when you get home.
That's understandable.
And that's why you'll see a lot of the times, in the movies they'll portray that corporate man going to sneaking down into somebody's
like
basement in the
so
dungeon.
dirty.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like I don't need a little separate room. You don't need to push the bookshelf for me. Like
it could just be like,
you know what I mean?
Baby, welcome home. Put your stuff down. I fix dinner.
Right.
It could be all of that.
I'm
just make a man feel like a man.
Going to you.
And I love that you said that. That is so powerful that you said that because, again, dominance doesn't have to look one way.
Absolutely.
People think, because they think the word dominatrix and the only portraying that people see of dominatrix on television is like kicking people in the balls, stepping on them, wearing leather, whipping, and all of that. Like that's not dominance per se. That's a variation of it. That can be if those two people consent to that type, absolutely. But like you mentioned, it could be as simple as cooking for someone, running their bath, like babe.
Come home.
Let me tell you something.
I got this. That's just the statement. I got this.
What you want me to put on? You want me to wear this?
The sexiest thing,
baby. Like that.
The sexiest thing a man ever did was he was eating and he was like, come and wash my hands. I don't know what about.
Oh, I want to do that.
That would have made my coochie pie.
You want to,
girl? What?
He literally, and it wasn't like he wasn't being forceful or nothing. He was just like, come and wash my hands and walk to the bathroom.
That's so
Do you know how sexy it is to wash a man's hands? Oh my God.
That's
Lord
sexy.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, let me wash a little.
I like that. That was a great example of something simple.
It was,
what I mean? I'm sure the way he said it was sexy too.
And that was my thing.
I can't wait to see this shit.
Yo, that's my thing. Like just to be calm and like I said, even with sex that turns me on or whatever. Now don't ask me a bunch of fucking questions because it ain't a survey.
Oh my God.
I hate that.
Just tell me what to do.
Just tell me what to do. I like it when a man will be like, turn over. No. Pull back, put your knees up.
It's like
do this.
Like, and they might just hit the little. You be
like just do it like that. Turn over. No, put it there. No, hold that. I'm like, okay. What else? I love that.
And it's crazy because people always talk about the fact like me and She used to go through this whole thing talking about eating ass, right? So for me,
Gots to have it.
I don't know what it is, but like I said, I haven't done it to everybody. But when I felt like I introduced myself to it. It was just something about that. You know what I mean?
The way you made him feel.
The way I made him feel. You know what I mean? Oh my God!
I want to make my man feel good, but
listen, men, listen.
It's a different thing. Like you can't do it to everybody. Like he was a very clean person.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about E. coli and stuff like that and other things.
I will say this, men. I know it's a stigma that if you like getting your ass ate, you gay.
That's not true.
Let you know this. It's a lie. Try it out. If you want to go baby steps, do a gooch first.
Go
when you feel that sensation, just know heaven's over the horizon. So just go ahead, try it. You ain't got to get on all fours. Right. However you like it, it will change. It changed mine. Now it's a preference. I got to have it.
Just take your time.
I gotta have it.
Go from the penis to the balls to the gooch, and just my whole thing is men will tell you how far you can go. Baltimore men will tell you faster than other men.
Call me Gucci because that's
you might get punched in your forehead.
I swear to God,
they might punch you in the forehead, girl. It's a dangerous line, but if he let you go,
once and I was done.
Honey, I'm all in.
You know how like the 69, the opposite with the guy on the top and you on the
nasty,
bottom. I did that.
Oh, you want it in your throat?
Yeah, I did.
With a K.
With a K.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was fine with that, but then I opened my eyes. I was like, "Oh, look, get me out of here!" Somebody come save me. It was. I wanted to pluck. Oh my God!
I got a question because you had a survey, so I'm gonna make sure their names at the bottom. Tag them in this video. This is specifically for you. MSDALIA 23. Well, 22. I don't know how you say it, Miss Delia or whatever her name is. Baby, I got you. She wants to know, can you speak on the positive surroundings, the BDSM community, and how someone new to this culture would approach it and learn more?
Oh, I like that. So one of the things I actually spoke about with a client the other day is the difference between my experience going to kink events versus what we refer to as vanilla events, which are just non-kink events.
Yeah.
I can tell you hands down that there have been so many times where I've been to non-kink events where I've seen fights break out, motherfuckers want to try to attempt to shoot up the club, all types of crazy stuff, just drama and regular day-to-day events, so to speak. But in kink events, I don't see any fights. I don't see any arguments. I'm talking about, you know, you go to a place where literally there might be a married man watching his wife, like you mentioned, get fucked by another man.
Like
and they're not ready to fight. They're not ready to fight, but you go to a regular club and somebody scuffs somebody's shoes and now it's like, we go take it outside. It's ridiculous.
Or also, past a girl.
The majority of the time when especially the kink events that I go to, you got to be vetted to get in. So that means that they want to check to see where your mindset is, to make sure that you're going to make other people feel comfortable. If you see something that isn't your yum, so to speak, you're not going to be making somebody feel uncomfortable or feeling judged, but also you're mature enough to handle this type of space because it's all about creating a safe space, both physically and mentally, right? Something else to lean more into their question, as far as exploring spaces like that, is just, I have a list on my website, sirmarvelous.com. It's called the Upper Echelons list. You can click on any one of those links there and it'll take you to different people's pages that throw parties and be willing to travel. You know, so
gotta travel.
You gotta be willing to travel. Be willing to travel.
Yes, they do.
You know,
Absolutely.
and then you can meet your tribe by connecting with people at these events. So, like you mentioned, you're still friends with some people. I'm sure you probably still get some invites, and you check them out and you figure out where it's for you, and eventually you will find your tribe. I know that we have, you know, so.
Because it's like thinking your soulmate is in the city that you grew up in. You know what I mean? It's so many different people in this world. They're not always going to be the same color. They're not going to be, they may be a woman, a man. I remember to say, just be open-minded to stuff.
Well, we ain't done, because this top comment that you have.
All right.
A little bit of a book. It's called, her name is the Boo, JIE1. She wants to know, please expand on the dom and sub relationship. I think a lot of people don't have a clear understanding of what the roles are. A lot of people don't understand that it's not basically sold on sex. And also, please expand on a person who is a switch. It can be a sub or a dom and the different roles they play. More importantly, we have a lot of men that want to be dom but not sure how and what are the rules and the mental space they need to be in.
Right. So that was a lot. Let me process that. But one thing that did stand out to me was the switch part. And when you were talking earlier, I was like, maybe and you could correct me if I'm wrong, I think you would probably lean more towards switch because, again, I look at a person who is a dominant as a person who's willing to take the initiative, take the leadership role when it comes to having the plan in the bedroom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you are very capable of being a pleaser. That's another way that I describe the dominant. You are more of a pleaser, and it's many different ways that you could step into that energy. You know, it could be, like you said, you know, giving somebody an outfit to wear, putting on a sexy playlist, you know, creating a space that looks sexy and just kind of like sets the mood for that particular type of play, right?
Right.
Or you might want to go back and forth between maybe today I'm going to take control and I'm going to make sure everything.
I'm a goddamn switch.
Okay.
Or just being a cheerleader.
Tie me
my
up.
God.
And eat my ass.
I love when I tell you that.
Hey, listen.
I tell people all the time that cheerleader is something about you. Be like, do that, keep going, this, and you be sitting there like, oh my fucking God, like this, right? But once you be like forgetting that. I don't know.
Yes.
But
not somebody I go together
ahead,
with,
finish.
though.
to finish answering
I
her
have to go
question,
together.
the first thing you got to do is establish what kind of DS you want to have. Again, a 24-hour dominant submissive relationship isn't for everyone. The idea that you belong to me and I'm gonna control every aspect of your life, it does exist for some people, but very few people is that even a possibility for. The majority of people just want times in their lives that are allotted to them being able to turn into that person that they want. Like you mentioned, maybe this particular time you want to be on the bottom, the other person wants to be on the top. And there's a difference between topping a person and dominating a person. So that's the biggest misconception. Like, just because, you know, a client does a session with me doesn't make her a submissive, or even worse, my submissive, so to speak. She's just being a bottom, aka a muse for what it is that I'm doing to her at that particular time. And a lot of the times people think that just because you have a flogger or it's a couple of sex toys that you're a dom. That's not what that
You want
is.
dispensers 1 or 2 times.
You can't, right. That doesn't necessarily make you a dom, you know. And then having protocols and rituals is not a part of everyone's relationship either. I mean, these are different terms, but you just got to figure out what kind of relationship you want as it relates to kink. Do you want to just have it in a bedroom? Do you want it to have or be a part of every aspect of your relationship? Figure out that part first, and then read about it, learn about it, ask people questions, go to different events that teach these different things, like the Missy King events that I was talking about, where you guys met Sir Daniel. They do classes. There's a lot of places. FetLife, you have
deep.
classes, you
I
have
went to
courses,
several
you
of
can
them all
read books,
night.
you can
It was amazing.
ask people questions.
You're-
You know,
You're a lot.
educate yourself before you. Right.
Woo, you was trying to say something?
Flogger. What's a
We just talked about that earlier.
The man has a
Flogging.
bag with him,
Flogging.
by the way.
Yeah, it's about flogging earlier.
flogging? I want you to, because I learned earlier, but I did not know.
Can you
So I
pass me a
want you to
flogger?
define it for people, please.
Let's go. Come
I asked
on.
earlier, but I you know.
So
The unicorn is.
a So a flogger is an implement that we use to provide a specific sensation to the body. A lot of the times I like to use it. Say that again? Anyone is fine.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they got
Yeah.
ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They got ones. Y'all hear that? Hey.
Look at her looking at that like, who you? She gonna say who this for? She said, "Tell me who this for." I'm here.
Flogger.
Come on,
However
nunchucks.
you want to come.
Yes.
Thank you. So you can touch one of these.
Okay.
I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure maybe Daniel might have used
He
one.
definitely did.
Yeah.
This is
On
what
you.
he used on me. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know the correct term. That's
So
all.
this is a flogger.
Flogger, y'all.
This is what we use
trying to get
to
flogged?
provide different types of spankings.
Right.
Happy.
And it's more of a sensational experience. I always tell people that a lot of the times you don't even have to actually spank a person with this in order to give them a sensation. You can just drag this across
Drag
the person's
it
neck and
across
body.
them.
And
So
that
it's a
alone,
sensation of
it's a
it.
sensational toy. In addition to that, when you start spanking a person, if you become rhythmic with it, it could feel like a massage. You know, it's about waking up the nervous system. It's about creating blood flow throughout the body. It's about pushing that blood to different areas of the body that you want to get engulfed with blood, because it's one of the keys to arousal is blood flow. You understand? So there are many different ways that we can do that. There's many different ways we could stimulate that. And flogging is just one of those many examples. One of the biggest misconceptions that a lot of people have when they see something like this is that they think that you take something and you hit a person as hard hard as you can, as fast as you can. And I'm like, bro, it has nothing to do with any of that. Like, learn what you're doing. Learn how to use these types of things properly.
Flogging,
there are places it's so much you can do when you combine this with like
how he holds it and how you hold it. You can tell there's a difference.
Be honest with you, I'm not here to. I'm here to get beat, not to beat. Okay. You know what I was thinking
you like
about?
It aggressive though? You like to be flogged heavy?
I was just talking to my cousin about this guy that, you know what I'm saying? Well, we had an experience together, the growling and the biting and the barking and the spitting. It was just like. I was like, you got some inner childhood aggressions. Like, who? I was like, who hurt you? But I'm like,
he was biting and growling.
Girl, and then when it's all done, you don't know where it's coming from. So it's like, you're like, wait,
look,
okay,
she liked the sensation.
Hey, what's going on?
She got lost.
I don't know.
I like the way it feels on my skin.
I was like, bell. I'm kind of.
But I think about stuff like this.
I'm feeling real floggery.
And you know, when it comes with like a lot of black women, they don't want to get their hair wet. So I feel like when they see toys, the first thing they say like, "Oh, is this like disinfected?" Or did they like ask you questions like that? I always think about stuff like that.
No, well, we do disinfect all of our toys. That is a part of our process, but it's not. I'm not hitting somebody in their head per se.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. I just feel like I don't know. Like,
no,
they worried about like germs.
They'll be worried about
like
right.
That.
I feel like right.
If I got my ass out, they got time to be worried about germs.
I'm
glad why we got the women here. I need to ask men, when we deal with women that have toys, we don't really think about it. But let's say you've used it with other partners or whatever. Men don't think about it. We're gonna say, oh, okay. Why is it when with women, if you find a man and he says, oh, I got toys, y'all are really, really apprehensive about using the toys men have, and we're like really okay with using the toys.
But that's what I'm trying to bring up. I've never used this toy. But I had a guy that was interested in me. He sent me this picture and had a whole bed full of trinkets and infinity stones and things of that sort. So I told my friends and they was like, girl, like da 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 da. And I'm saying the first thing I thought was, oh, okay, he here for, a good time. Even if it's not a long time. But they were just disgusted. Like,
what you was going to say?
Well, the reality, a lot of the times, women want to be very careful when it comes to penetration toys because you want to make sure that you the same way you could use a condom with your actual dick, you can use them with toys. You can put them on vibrators, you can put them on dildos, you can put them on glass toys or metal toys and things of that nature. And you got to learn how to clean your toys properly. And a lot of the times, men have a reputation for not being, on top of things when it comes to their cleanliness. So it's like if you're not taking showers regularly, like how expect you to be able to take these toys, take care of these toys. How about you buy a brand new toy when you play with me? If you want to be into toys, that's fine, but do that. But when it comes to answer your question, I would say the reason that they're okay with using the toys with them because it's their toy. It's their toy. And it's been with them. Unless it's, it's a penetration toy that they put in their ex-boyfriend or something like that. That's different. And now she's trying to put it in you. Maybe you be a little apprehensive too.
A little different.
Right. So,
I put it in.
Oh my God, I want to Captain Morgan somebody so bad. But
can somebody tell me what a Captain Morgan is? She smiled.
You know what I mean?
He licking his lips
like peg. I want to peg a man. I've always talked about this. Now I don't want to peg somebody I would be with. But I want to do it. And I have men ask me all the time, like it's funny, I get on certain things and I talk about calling myself like Peg the Stallion and stuff like that. And I've never actually done it, but I'm here for it. People be like, I'll fly you out right now if you want to come do it.
Wow.
I don't know.
You gotta get a demonstration of your stroke.
But I think that was my first.
Some rhythm? You think you're gonna have some rhythm?
Do you know how once I started
you
seeing
gotta
people,
try it and see what
I don't
happens.
think you understood the question that was just presented.
I know what he's saying. Women complain so much about men getting tired, but have you ever thought about fucking somebody?
So my best friend is a dom, and what you were saying about when she get in new relationships and mess with new people, they do want her to get a new toy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They want her to get something new so she get a new one or whatever, So she'll, like, sometimes I'd be like, I'm just curious. I'd be like, girl, let me see what it look like. Let me see if it look like something that, one of the times, the last one she got looked like a nigga that I was messing with. I was like,
I'm so tired of her.
So I took a picture of it. So I was like, this look like yours, yo.
I'm talking about the endurance.
But the endurance, and that's what she said. So she was like, you know, she a thick girl or whatever. So she was like, yeah, like I like when I'm messing with somebody because she was like, that's exercise. Like I be getting it in. She was like, that's good exercise and it's fun. So I don't mind. I be like, but yeah, she was like, it's exhausting.
I just feel,
let me ask you a question.
I need to know.
As a man,
Yeah.
is having sex an exercise?
Yes. Yes, 100%. Especially if you want to go to these parties, yes. Two, 100%. Yes, if you're trying to give your best, we talking over 200 strokes here.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, it's an exercise. I didn't start sweating with sex until 3 years ago.
Right.
I don't sweat, but with sex, I'm putting my everything into this.
Yeah. I think I don't want to give men an excuse to give any less, right? But I do think it's underestimated how much it goes into being able to hold yourself up. Like, think about it, like missionary position, which is one of the best positions you could have sex with a woman, unless you're standing up. If you're on the floor,
missionary.
if you're on the floor, if you're on the bed, it's one of the best positions because you know just the way that the pussy is shaped. You know, you're able to hit other areas, right? Especially if you put a pillow under her. But you're plinking the entire time as a man, and you're stroking your pelvis. I want any woman to get on the floor right now and just start plinking and start stroking your pelvis.
And say, go faster.
And go faster. This leg to hold this leg
and then you're on a bed that's unstable. So now I don't want you to be on the floor. I want you to be on a balancing ball, plinking while stroking the entire time. Like, you really got to be in shape. You really, like, I've incorporated some Sexercises in my exercise. Like, I've been working out. That's a journey that I've been on to be more active with myself. But I think the thing that's been keeping me in shape are these sessions. You know, swinging these floggers for 10, 20 minutes at a time. That like really gets my arms and everything. But I had to work on my cardio because I want to be able to like.
I'm glad you said that. If you want to be good at sex, would be the best bet is to work out.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to mess with a big girl, be ready to cut. Can you lift this up? Can you lift that up?
But I mean, be honest with you. Okay, so like me, I like being on top a lot. I swear, like again,
I do too. Though
my friend
I love being on top.
They always talk about me because like I'm cowgirl status, but me being so tall, you being tall also, like I'm a froggy style person. I mean, like, and I so I feel like
you want to stand up on your feet.
That's not. I know I do stand up on my feet.
And
when I have
I didn't say that.
So, but
I didn't say that.
That's why they call you Tippi.
But that's the thing. So
that's why they call
I'm,
you Tippi. I got it.
Stupid. But I feel like that's the reason why I might be okay with the pegging because
you got good leg strength. You got good cardio. She said she was a twerk champion. She said she
don't get me. I'm about to say 2003 undefeated.
Twerking is an exercise. It's been legitimately like, you know,
people think just because you got a fupa that you know what I'm saying. I ride.
I can ride, but on my knees.
Oh yeah, but
no, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What you gonna say?
This is a good one because I think I got in trouble and I'm not fully in trouble yet. But I think I got in trouble.
She only come in trouble from one place.
I got in trouble, right? So I'm gonna ask you a question, right?
Okay, I'm a scapegoat. Go ahead.
this is for all the men out there too, right?
Oh God.
Let's go. Oh God. Anyway,
go ahead.
Have you ever got in trouble because you was with your woman, right? And you decided to masturbate anyway?
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
So I think I got in trouble for that the other day because I was like, she was like downstairs making breakfast, and I just wanted to, before I jump in the shower or freshen up, so to speak, I was just real quick.
Yeah.
I wanted a solo little couple quickly because obviously, if look, she already mad at me now. She's like, you wasted it. You wasted it. But I feel like I wanted it to be quick and just for me because I didn't want to. I wanted to again quickness.
Yes.
Right? I didn't want to have to put in any work.
Yeah,
and I think that it kind of leans off of what she was saying.
Quick.
But I think it would be more frustrating for her if I decided to give her what I wanted at that time. You understand what I'm saying? Because it would just be a tease. It would just be like,
because you just wanted it quick.
Yeah, like
because I thought
I was being considerate. When I think about it, I'm a hero here.
Feel you though.
But I understand what you mean. Like, again,
We here.
being
I
married
would've been
a
mad.
long time, I used to, like, sometimes people want to have sex in the morning, but in the morning, you got to think, we getting up for work, I got to get the kids, I got to do this or whatever. So I knew it was going to be quick. I wanted to have sex at night because I'm like, we can go all in and then we go to sleep after.
Yes.
Right.
And that was the only time we would, like, get into it. I'm like, people don't even have sex the way we have sex. And he was just like, no, but, like, sometimes I just want it right.
Yeah.
So
I can do it now.
so you've done it before?
Yes, I have done it.
Don't get in trouble.
Have I got in trouble for
Can
it?
you try to explain what I mean by that? Like, we didn't want to put in no work at that moment.
Listen, not that I don't find my lady attractive, right? And I love the sex and everything's good. But sometimes, let's say it's 11 o'clock and you sleep. Yes, I could have sex with you. But no, I just wanted something quick because if I do it with you, I'm not looking to please you. It's going to be really quick, 2-3 minutes. Let's say I arouse you and then I come.
Now you upset.
Well, now you mad at me.
I
woke
get
you
it.
up for this
I
shit.
get it.
Do
though.
you do it next
You
to
woke me up for
her
this
or do
3
you, like,
minutes?
go to another room? That's what I want to know. Do you hide it?
Shit. So, I,
Slide off.
I'm a little sneaky because if she look over, I get nervous. I stop. I freeze.
So you done done it in, while she in the bed. I would rather you don't do it while I'm in the bed. Like, no, if you're going to do it in the shower or some shit like that if you want to do it by yourself.
She's going to tell us what we can
What do we
talk.
need a visual?
Don't do it because then I'm
But you
going
sleep,
to
you
want
don't
to be in on it.
Yo, you going to want to
If I see you doing it, I want to get in on this. What's going on?
God.
What we doing without dick? Let's see. Come on.
They so
Yeah,
greedy.
like,
That was hilarious.
no, seriously. That's how you feel. Like, oh, what we doing without dick? Let me help. You know? I'm going to want to get in on it if I see you doing it. So I would rather, if you do it, don't do it around me.
Right.
Okay.
You don't want to smell that sex in there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
'Cause
What's
that's
going
how I
on?
mean.
What's going on?
It's a little different when I
No,
woke up.
it's something about it. I think that would turn me on once I see it and stuff like that or whatever. Like once I see it, I'm like, oh wait, what we doing without dick?
So
Come
do you
on,
feel
let me
like you
see
have
what's
to
up.
get yours when you have sex? Like, can
No, this is a big problem that I have.
That goes for everybody.
I have not gotten mine before. So.
When I have sex, I've been this way since younger with you, since I was like 19. I do not have sex for me. And when you were talking about mentally being there, if my woman's not mentally there, I can't do it. I'm not attracted to sex.
Yeah.
So for me, if I'm having sex, it's not about me coming. That's a bonus, but I'm all there for you. I need you to come continuously.
That's wonderful that y'all like that because I've been in plenty situations where a nigga ain't cared nothing about my little nut.
I can't nut if my man don't nut or the guy I'm with doesn't nut.
I
literally will not nut until he nut.
Wow.
I'll feel a way if my man don't nut. I'd be like, oh, what's going on?
I
What's
can
wrong?
squirt, which is weird.
Tippi, what's up with you today?
No, you
just threw that on out there.
I feel like that's, you know how women can like control squirts?
Yeah, I can control squirt.
I've never been able to do nothing like that. You have to be.
So we just popped out that y'all squirt.
But I'm just saying, but
No, because I don't do it for everybody. That's the thing.
well, I think that's how it is. But what I'm saying is, I can't do the whole thing when like it's not on command. It's not this, that, and the third. It
Yeah.
always is a surprise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I cannot nut unless I have to see it.
Oh.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, don't send me a dick pic. I want to give me a
Yeah.
video. I used to
Right,
tell people all the
Yeah.
time. I want to
Give
see
me
that
a
shit
video.
finished. Like,
I want my man to
go
come.
for
I'm
it.
going to feel a way if
Volume
my
up.
man don't come. And
How
we
did
have
y'all
sex.
discover, before we get to this next segment, how did y'all discover y'all could squirt?
Getting out of a relationship with my ex-boyfriend?
She's stupid.
No, seriously.
Was it a position? Was it a stroke? Was it a stimulation?
It was safety and security. And I didn't eat anything that made me have to fart.
I do not
That
like
matters. No, I swear to God.
What
I
position?
swear
What
to
position
God.
No
was it?
Taco Bell. No.
He was on top. So it was regular, you know, he was on top, but
Your legs were up?
my
Make it
legs,
specific.
yeah, my legs was up, bent back. We was on a couch.
I was on the couch.
You was on the couch?
But I was riding on the couch during my lunch break.
Yeah, so I was up,
What the fuck?
legs back on the couch.
Can we explain?
I mean, it was everywhere. I didn't even know I could do it.
I didn't
know I could do it.
It was a mess, and he made me feel bad. He actually embarrassed me. Like,
Oh no, he didn't. He was pumped.
But see, because
I'm like, nigga, that wasn't even you.
when I got
was me.
married, my ex, he was 19 and I was like 22 or something like that. We were very, very young. So it was just one of those things where it was like, we just like, all right, it's our lunch break, this, that, and the third, whatever. But when it happened, it was like, whoosh. He like, what the
That
you know
shit's
what I'm saying? Was
That's
that?
how it was.
But he might have thought you peed on him.
See, he just did. I mean, I just thought we were young. So, I mean, I never did it. He didn't know what it was. I was like,
that's what
oh
it
my.
was. It was just
It felt
not know.
amazing to me. But as soon as he was just, it's something about somebody just like almost.
That shame. Yeah.
Like, it, you know what I mean?
He made you feel
He made me
ashamed
feel
about
ashamed about it. But then when you get with somebody
Who
it's
with
like,
that
girl,
shit.
what?
Give
give it to
Yes.
me. Give it to me. Give
Oh
it to me.
my
That's
gosh! This man, as soon as he could feel it, because like you know, we would get to a point where we
feel that
knew each other
pressure.
body. He felt that pressure. He
Pressure.
would back out here,
Hell
put his
yeah.
face in it.
Ooh,
You'd
yes.
be like, Jesus!
And I like when they. I'm sorry.
When you slap it on top of it.
and it'd be like,
Oh yeah.
We forgot.
Be something to your soul.
We
All
got to
right.
pay bills.
Sorry, my
First
bad.
and foremost, shout out to the sponsor of the show, Bubbles Galore Me, down at Arundel Mills Mall, man. Shout out to Bubbles Galore Me. Get your skin right,
Yes.
get your body right. You will love this woman and she will love you back.
It's Bubbles here, soap lady of the DMV, and I'm here with Vibes Podcast, and it's your girl. I'm the sponsor, okay? So I need y'all to come to Arundel Mills Mall and see me, okay? I'll see you guys.
And now we got a new promotion. We got April 22nd. Bring a Barbie, be a Barbie, Barbie and brushes with the amazing Dr. Wright. She is hosting this event. It's our second annual event. It is an all-female event where she hosts for little kids, middle age, older adults to bring all the women together, ages, races. And guess what? The tickets are selling out. It's April 22nd, but I got you. Use code VIBES, VIB3Z, for $10 off. Now, let's say it again. VIB3 Vibes to get $10 off, or it might be 10%. It's going to surprise all of us when you use it. Go check out Dr. Wright's Barbie and Brushes. And let's get back to the show because, sir, I do believe
Yes.
out of everybody I've ever talked to, some people say, bring liquor. Some people say, bring a hookah. This man said, bring me a woman. I said, what you mean by that? He said, you'll find out. So we're going to do a quick little intermission, but not an intermission. Yeah, we can get on up.
Let's
Okay.
go.
It's a vibe.
Oh wow.
Like I'm being beat.
That thing vibrating. Like vibranium. I'm gonna need a cigarette after this.
Shit.
God damn.
This shit sexy as shit.
They call this flogging. Oh, we got colors. Whew.
So that's the way that I'm gonna check in with her every now and again. So she can say green, things feel good. She can say yellow, she wants me to slow down or take it back a notch. And she can say red if she wants me to stop.
I'll be on go the whole time, sweetheart. You ain't got-
She gonna just yell green.
Girl, you ain't gotta threaten me with a good time.
The jeans actually help a lot too.
Yes.
Some of this thing.
Oh, he's saying that we might need to pull them down. This all this going on Patreon.
at that
Now, what a time. This going on Patreon. Woo.
God damn.
That shit's amazing.
You are watching a master at work.
Jesus. Woo. Mmm. I'm about to say, if I get smacked, don't even worry about me. Just keep going.
I think I'm just like you.
Shit, yes.
Meanwhile, I'll be like, I don't know.
I don't think she wants it red. What's your color, baby?
That's all that ass. Yes, ma'am. Y'all need to book him. I don't know if y'all know. I'm over here I'm getting a little moist. I'm about to say.
All right, Tippi, we still on camera, baby. Let's forgive you.
I apologize.
You gotta talk to the audience.
I apologize. I'm looking at his ass the whole time. I'm like,
Damn.
whew. That thing is thinging.
How you feeling, C?
Green.
She said green.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is just a vibes podcast.
It's definitely a
This is a
vibe.
vibes podcast moment.
Definitely a vibe. Let me tell you. Book him. Yes.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Oh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you still on green?
Look, she's
Why she over here sleep? This thing is sleep.
Oh wow! All right, so this has been a some marvelous experience, and you, ma'am, tell people your name.
My name is Cece.
Okay, Cece. So you have just experienced a Sir Marvelous experience.
I did.
Just a
A
little.
taste
I mean, the
tester.
little
sample
taste.
was like, I need the whole entree now.
So how do you feel about it?
I loved it. It was like, I mean, when you think of, so from the term I know, it's like spanking or, you know. So when you think of it like that, you think it's going to hurt. But it was not painful at all.
So he worth every dollar.
Yes.
So subscribe.
Subscribe, ladies, please.
I'm about to say I was turned on.
So I like to refer to impact play as pleasurable pain under the right context. So what can normally feel painful or discomforting can be actually the chef's kiss at the right time. So for example, for women who like to be choked or their hair pulled or spanked in the bedroom, when it's happening at the right time, it feels good and it really adds value to your experience. But if it were to happen any other time, it would be like, yo, what you think you're doing? Pulling my hair,
Come
choking
on
me.
now, chill.
Exactly. So you have to understand that type of experience would feel 10 times better when the lights are dim, the music is playing at a particular level, and the communication has been done so that any questions that you may have about where this is going to go, what's going to happen, and, you know, all of that has already kind of like cleared your mind up, so to speak. And then it's just, you know, hours of just intentional attention given to just you and all the things that you've spoken to me about prior to that happening at that particular moment. And it's a hell of an experience.
So if the orgasm happens or anything, you just work through that with the person?
So I have my style is about edging. So edging is the process of getting a person really close to making them feel like they're about to orgasm and then kind of slowing down that sensation. I actually punish my clients for orgasming without my permission. And it's a psychological play because, you know, when you tell somebody what not to do, what do they want to do? They want to do it more.
Oh my God.
So a lot of the times, you know, it is a playful punishment. So that's another play on the words that we use. When we say punishment and kink, we just mean a funnish way, meaning like something that's going to be also pleasurable to you, but you're like, damn, I kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? So that's something that, you know, that we use in kink all the time. So the orgasm part, if a person does have an orgasm, it's not the end of the world. But I'm going to figure out a way that I can use that to my advantage to use it against you.
It's dope.
Dang.
Look at you over there looking
No,
high.
because I'm looking at you like the commentary, first of all. But second of all, I feel like she wanted to get a little flug.
I mean, I just like, no, I was just here to watch. I absolutely here to watch. I'm definitely going to call somebody after this. Absolutely. Shoot, I need to come on the road with y'all. Let me be a fly on the wall.
So do you ever participate? Like
in the scenes?
Yeah.
I've only in one. We've had one session that I participated in.
Oh yeah, she's not gonna forget that one either.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the price would go up through the roof if somebody tried to pay for both of us at the same time. She's just so much more valuable to me.
I hear that. I don't know why in my head it was giving fluffer. Like I'm like, well, my brain was everywhere. I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna get on. I'm on your page.
Right.
As soon as
I
leave
need
here.
to follow you as well because, like I said, I didn't get a whole briefing.
She didn't know why she was
what
here.
was going on, and so. When I walked in the door, I was like, I don't gotta take my clothes off, door because I really ain't know what was, she
that.
said a sex coach, and I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen next?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You just say I'm going to edit there before I bring Woo back in.
Okay.
You want to see it?
No, you good. Oh, goodness. A hot seat for real.
I'm about to say that is so funny.
All right, now that we back, I'm about to bring Woo in before we close it out. Listen, we could just start with you. What do you have coming up that you want people to know about?
So I just released my coaching program. It's a 6-week coaching program where you get to work with me one-on-one and ask me all the questions that your heart desires. It could be about the lifestyle. It could be, a lot of people want to know how to top people properly. They normally ask how to be a dom, things of that nature. I work with couples, so if couples want to work through any types of, exploration, you can use a coaching program for that as well. I have a ebook that I'm proud to announce that is coming out very, very soon.
Oh,
It's
okay.
also going to give people a bit of a deep dive into some of the things that I know as well. We're going to be at all of the Exotica expos this particular year.
He said all.
Yeah.
All of them.
You can look for us there. And just go to sirmarvelous.com and subscribe to the mailing list so that you can know all of the different announcements that's going to be taking place and when I'm going to be traveling to different cities to teach and also take sessions. So,
motherfucker got a subscriber out of me. And Tippi, what do you have? What's new with you?
Well, I actually have a show coming up that I'm hosting. It's a Mother's Day show, so it's a little further out. It's on May the 10th. So it's gonna be really, really nice. I mean, it's a young Mother's Day show. I don't want y'all to think like you can bring your mother with caution.
Hey, some people bring their mother to swingers clubs.
right.
Yeah, I'm about to say your young grandmothers. The ones. I mean, even the ones that need a nap. It's cool, but we outside like for real, and it's gonna be really, really nice. I have D-Lo, which is yes. I have Ray Divas on that show. I also have Dude in the corner and Rich Ebb. So it's gonna be a really packed show. It really is.
All right. And well, before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you. I've been a fan of yours for goddamn years. I was 20. I'm in my 30s now. So I've been a fan of yours forever. I've watched your journey from 6 years ago to right now. You spoke with confidence. Now you have stepped completely into it.
I appreciate
and goddamn, you're doing the Lord's work. So before I get out of here, one more shout out to Barbies and the Brushes, April 22nd, a All Women's event. Wear pink, bring your mother, your 80-year-old sister, whatever you got, your kids. And before I get out of here, we have a superstar that I need her to go ahead and end this show for me.
Yes, come on in.
Come on, co-star.
Beating ain't cheating, y'all. Y'all better go ahead and subscribe, get that booty beat. Stop playing. All right, I'm sorry.
I mean, you're ending it. Talk about yourself. Well, you have new coming up. What happened?
Like I said before, I got my movie that's out now. It's currently on YouTube, but eventually it will be on a streaming platform called The Wife Who Didn't Know Who She Married. By Alvin Gray. Shout out to Alvin Gray. And shout out to my co-star Martrell. He did amazing. We did so good in this because we is not like real life actors, and we did this. Right. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm on tour right now with Durham Fleet, so I have that all over my page everywhere I'll be. Raleigh, North Carolina coming up next this weekend. Tampa, Florida. Atlantic City for Mother's Day. So that's gonna be dope.
Damn, big money. God damn.
Let me tell y'all, if y'all knew the price of outside compared to the price, look, outside costs so much money, nobody is making big money these days. Right. People think because they see you outside or they see you doing stuff and they see you on flyers that you making big money. Mm-hmm. Outside costs. It costs a lot of money. So no matter what you getting in, you putting out. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Well, listen.
Guys, I'm trying to put out on some flogging. It's like, no. Go ahead. I say one thing? Please. No, like, seriously, for a person like me who is definitely a submissive person, but also a shy person, this has opened me up to so many things, and even to the point of having the conversation with the person that I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's very important. That's something that you brought up. Just even opening up the dialogue to say, this is what I like. What do you like? You know, okay, I'm down with that. I'm down with this, you know. So I think that's so important. It's so important for a woman to feel safe in a space, to be open. Trust and believe, fellas, we are all whores. We are whores. Right. Okay? It just takes the right man to bring the whore out of us. Yes. Period.
All right. We are all whores united.
Yes.
Is that the title?
I think we're all whores.
We're all whores.
Yeah.
It just takes the right person to bring the whore up out of you.
It's the capital W for me.
Okay. You gotta put it in there real hard.
Well, this has been another lovely episode of the Vibes Podcast, man. Thank you, ladies, for stepping in. Thank you for traveling all around this great country and making it to Baltimore, get your first crab cake. Yes. And you are going to catch us on the next one. Thank y'all, guys.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I had such a great time.
And thank you for my demonstration.
Yes. Shout out to my girl, Cece. That's my home girl. That's my real life friend for years.
Oh, don't worry about it. Cece name. It be titled at the bottom of that video.
Yes.
All right, we're out.
All right.
It's Moody Media. Did it again. Did it again. Did it again.